Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hardworking Man podcast. My name's Heath.
And I'm Rachel.
And summer came in like crazy. It was cold, windy, rainy, and then it just hit 80s in Michigan. Still rained a lot. It's still muddy, but it's drying out fast with this heat. So
thank goodness.
Yeah,
we're coming to you from outside because our kid's inside working out.
And he works out very loud and aggressively.
So if it's windy and you're listening on Spotify or any of the podcast things and you're wondering why you can hear birds chirping or background noise, that's why, because we are outside.
I don't think it should be windy though. It's not too bad. We're behind the house and we got the windscreen on the mic, so we should be all right. But it's been a crazy couple of weeks. Like, I don't even know. We put that video out. If you don't watch Hardworking Man on YouTube, I put a video out about a lawnmower that I bought a few years ago, and it was just an extremely frustrating ordeal. And I wasn't going to do a video because it was just a negative. Like, there wasn't much good about it, anything good about it. But now there is something good about it because I feel like we've helped a ton of people. I've learned a ton. This video has over 2,000 comments on it. We've made a follow-up video. We're going to make another video with all the comments, with the brands of mowers people recommend, the ones they say stay away from. And this is all people's experiences. Like, so it's not like somebody that, I'm Skag gave me this mower to run, I'm going to tell you how good it is. This is people, lawn services, mechanics,
people whose
small
job
engine
it
shops,
is to
just
use
homeowners, and they're like, I have this is my, so we're going to just tally it all up. It's going to take a long time. I still haven't even been able to reply to all the comments. It's just been crazy, but it's been awesome.
Which Heath is the one who replies to your comments. We had somebody ask us. I've had multiple people ask me, actually. They all think I'm the one who replies to comments. That's not me.
She does sometimes when I need help, when I'm behind, like right now. I could use some help.
But I don't comment. I don't write the comment for you. Like, I'll ask you what you want to say, and
like
I'll
I'll be driving and she'll say they said this, and
no, but like I'm not on there replying to people. That's Heath. He's doing that. If I reply, it's under my name, not Hardworking Man.
Yeah, she replies under her own name. But
yeah. So that was an interesting video. You thought it might get like 3,000 views, and we're at like 170,000 almost at this like point. That. So,
but this is one thing I love about it is how much, not that we can just help people, but how much I learn. Like, I've learned an absolute ton. I've been called a lot of names. I've been called a male Karen. I was called an idiot, told I don't know what I'm talking about for buying a lawnmower that was $5,000 that I said was commercial, because that's what it was advertised as. I didn't know. That's what I'm learning. And if you know me, I ain't afraid to admit my mistakes, and if I do something wrong, I'll share it with you, so hopefully you don't do the same thing I did. If I have to suffer through it, why should you?
Yeah, I mean, we are not expert lawn mowing people. Like, that's our second zero turn we've owned, and that's because we have a lot of property to mow now. Like, when you live in a city, you don't have to worry about it. A lot of people actually just pay to have it done because it's cheaper than having to maintain a lawnmower yourself.
It's not just a lot of property to mow. Our yard is not a square. It's not a rectangle. It's not anything. It's a little bit of everything with trees and grapevines and ponds and just stuff everywhere. So it's not, you can't just, just people say, just get a rider. Zero turns aren't worth the money.
No.
That zero turn, even though it wasn't great, was still, it took less than half the time to mow the lawn than it did on our John Deere rider.
Right. So you got the John Deere to work in the interim while
we thought the
Husqvarna was getting repaired. And I gotta tell you, like, I mow the lawn a lot, which somebody else commented on video when I was showing riding. They're like, oh, like she mows or something.
Well, I think because we were doing, it was a leaf sweeper video, and you were used to the zero turn. You hadn't used the John Deere yet, but when we run the leaf sweeper, we run it behind the tractor, because the lawn tractor, because the zero turns, I've been told, you don't want to tow much with them. So it was behind that, and she hadn't used it much at the time, and she started doing the leaf sweeping and didn't engage the mower blade, so I had to tell her. But it's not because she doesn't mow.
No.
She doesn't.
I mow the lawn. A lot of times I mow the lawn more than you do it. And yes, we have teenage boys, but they have sports practices. They have jobs. Like, it's easier for me to just mow it, and I enjoy it. They don't just sit there
playing video games while we're out working. Sometimes they do, but it's after a long, busy day of doing stuff. So
I do like mowing the lawn, and I always say because it's the one task that stays looking nice for like a week. So I can vacuum and mop my floors, and the same day it will look like no one's vacuumed or mopped in forever.
I just mowed the other day because the Husqvarna mower is gone. The owner of the dealership stepped up, took care of it, so that's gone. I don't have it anymore. I don't have to deal with fixing it. I don't have to do anything with it. I'm buying a new mower. I'm doing tons of research, meeting tons of dealers, talking to them, calling manufacturers, talking to them, because that was one of the frustrating things with Husqvarna. I still have never got a chance to talk to a person. To me, that's unacceptable. I'm a people person. I want to talk to people. I don't want to... Even an email. I didn't even get a reply to an email, but I want to be able to call and talk to somebody and have a conversation.
No, Heath wants to be able to go and sit in your office at your desk is what he wants.
If you can email, I just filled out some paperwork for the VA, and they're like, you can just email it over or we can meet in person. I drove an hour down to Detroit because I said, I'm a people person. I want to meet in person. It's just who I am.
He wants to go to the bank in person.
Yep.
He wants to meet with anybody in person. He does not want to have to do it over the phone or electronically.
No. But yeah, so I've been dealing with that. Well, then the John Deere mower, because it's been wet, so we couldn't mow because our yard is soft and it dried up enough. I get maybe, not even halfway through the yard, and that John Deere mower, I busted a spindle on it because the tree root had grown up a little bit, and I knew I shouldn't go over it, but I'm like, I've gone over it 1,000,000 times. I've never hit it. And I hit it, and I knew the spindles on that mower were weak, and one of them broke. So then I had to go buy a new spindle, change that. But then I got the lawn mowed, and I text Rachel. I said, this is more rewarding than a fresh haircut. Because it was like a hayfield, and I bagged the first round with the yard sweeper, the yard vac, and then I mowed it again, and it just looked so much better.
You participated in No Mow May.
Yeah, I did.
Without intentionally
I didn't even try to.
Yes, very nice to finally get that done.
And it had to get done because my oldest boy just turned 21.
Yes.
He's got a bunch of his friends over. They've been fishing, they've been golfing, they've been having bonfires out at the pond. Like, that's why we love this property, because some of these guys, they grew up in the city. They haven't got to experience this, you know?
Right, they don't have just the ability to go fishing in your backyard.
Yeah, they're out there catching big bass. They're just on the back patio having a fire, like, you know, going for walks, playing Frisbee in the yard. They're catching lizards. They're doing everything. These are college guys, man. But they're just, like, out here just living it up, so.
Yeah, it's been fun. I like it. I've made them breakfast 2 days in a row.
We got
golfing.
Pizza once. We did a big Memorial Day luncheon yesterday.
Yeah, I wanted the quintessential Memorial Day barbecue, which barbecue, like, I don't know why we call it a barbecue, because there's nothing barbecue.
It's different for all different cultures.
But I'm like, I want a hot dog with chips and dip and some watermelon and some beans, which you stirred up some
I stirred up some controversy with those beans. I made a short with some apple pie, smoked baked beans, and then I put some vanilla ice cream on them. They don't sound good. I didn't trust my buddy when he made them. He's got a YouTube channel, Two Wheels and Barbecue. I saw him on there. I went over to his house. I was like, I got to try these things. I didn't have high hopes. And the first couple bites, I was like, I don't know. And then I just had a small bowl, and by the end, I was like, my gosh, those are good. Like, they take a second to get used to because it's not like anything you've ever tasted. But people are saying I'm an idiot, and am I just trolling you with this, and what's wrong with you?
You're just trying to get views by, like, putting gross stuff out here? No, he literally ate them. Everybody ate them here.
My son's girlfriend said they're the best baked beans she ever had. Yeah. All his friends, the ones who dared to try them, were like, man, those were really good.
I mean, I don't know why people thought it was so weird. I mean, it is a little weird to have apples in your beans, maybe, but, like, there's brown sugar maple bacon beans. Like,
and I mean, apple with pork, like it's
really not that
far of a stretch. People are like, the apple was worse than the ice cream. Like,
the ice cream was a little weird.
It was weird, but I wanted to try it because my buddy said it's good, and it was pretty good. I would probably go forward eating it without the ice cream, but if all I had was some of those with ice cream, I'd eat them.
Well, you know, I know people have like different dessert recipes with black beans, making brownies and such. So beans, I feel like, are one of those things that just take on the flavor of whatever you give it. So if that's what you're giving it, it's not like the bean is an overwhelmingly strong flavor itself. It's just the vessel carrying all of the flavor you added.
And then, going back to golf and everything that they've been doing for our son's birthday, we didn't ask him what he wanted because we know our kids. So we heard him and his girlfriend talking, and she's like, did you tell your mom what you want for your birthday? And he goes, no, they never even asked. Well, he wanted golf stuff. Well, guess what we got him? A brand new set of golf clubs. Some nice Callaway, driver's irons, all that. Well, being who we are, somewhat procrastinators, I ordered them late, and they got here on the day of his birthday, midday, when him and his buddies were all out golfing. So I called the golf course. I said, hey, my son's out there. It's his 21st birthday. He's got his friends with him. They're golfing. I just got his brand new clubs for his birthday. Can we come out there and either grab a cart or get driven out there by the Ranger? And they're like, absolutely. So Rachel goes out there, has the clubs. Ranger drives her out there, and these guys are out there. They see the Ranger coming.
And I know they're probably like, oh, crap, because nobody wants the Ranger to pull up on your group and stop, because they're not there for anything good, usually.
And they had their illegal beers, and the empties they kept in the golf cart.
I guess that was a full one.
Oh.
He had thrown the empty away, but that was a full one.
Yeah, they had beer that they brought on the course, because beers are like $5 a piece at the golf course.
Number one, these boys have warm beer that they're drinking.
They're 21.
I don't even understand.
22.
Like, they don't even care to put it into the cooler. That's weird to me.
They have a lot to learn, though, because when you're going to bring your own beer to a golf course, you have to bring what they sell, and then you buy one or two when you get there, and then you supplement with yours. It's a way to save money, but it's not technically correct, and the golf course can get in trouble if they allow you to do it. So you can't have...
I'm like, it does violate their liquor license.
The wrong type of alcohol there, which they did, and if you do, you gotta be a little bit more sly about it, and they weren't.
I know. I was like, at least put it in a different container. They're like, what? Like, they hadn't even thought of that. I'm like, come on, amateurs.
So they only got away with it because it was Joe's birthday.
Well, and I was out there. That's what they said.
I think because Rachel was cute.
When I left, they were like, what did he say to you? Because he was like... Oh, well, first he was, like, getting on them because he thought they were going too slow.
Well, there was a twosome behind them, and they were playing as a
group
sixsome.
Of six.
They were doing a 2-3-man scramble, and they had asked if they could all golf together, and the course said yes.
But
if you have a twosome behind you, they're going to play faster, and they were about to let them play through anyways, and the Ranger's like, you got to let these people play through, which was perfect, because Rachel was giving him the clubs, getting his old clubs.
So they played through while we did our thing, and then he's like... well, I gotta hit you boys for one more thing. And he, like, points at their beer. Joe was like, why did he stick his whole head in the golf cart looking around?
Because he's the Ranger. He's in charge.
I'm like, well, you're the one with a neon green beer can that clearly stood out. But then he's like, oh, I'm gonna let this slide because it's your birthday. And, you know, I think it was pretty much because I was there. Because they asked me after the fact, like, did he say anything to you on the drive back to the clubhouse? I was like, no. He didn't say a word to me about it, like, oh, you boys, you gotta have them not, like, no, he didn't lecture me at all. I'm like, we just talked about the weather and, you know, the fact that Joe didn't have a very excited response to getting surprised.
Joe doesn't have emotions.
But I knew that, because the guy was like, oh, you're gonna record? And I'm like, yeah, but he's pretty much just gonna be like, oh, thanks. And that's what he did.
He's really happy with him, though. He did say he played much better. They hit way nicer. So even though he wasn't real excited, he is happy with him because, one, we got him what he wanted without having to ask him because we know him. Two, he said he played a lot better. The clubs are the right clubs for him. He had some that had too flexible of a shaft. He swings pretty hard, so we got him the correct clubs, and he said they were so much nicer to play with. So, and he wasn't expecting it because we didn't ask him what he wanted.
Nope, I also didn't ask him what dessert he wanted because I knew, because he's had the same dessert for the last 15 years.
Yeah, Oreo cheesecake, but not one, two. One for him and one for everyone else.
Which he's serious about that.
Oh, yeah.
I made 2 9x13 pans, and one was for all of his friends in our family to share. And there's still a full pan in the fridge, and somebody asked this morning if there was any left over, and I was like, yeah, there's the pan. And they both go, him and his girlfriend both are like, no. I'm like, well, there's a full pan in there. They're like, that's not for anyone else. I'm
nope, he'll eat the whole thing.
I'm like, you're seriously going to keep that for yourself? They're like, yeah, we are. Well, she's probably going to eat some now. So.
I'm sure she'll get some.
I don't know. I thought that was funny. But
she might not, though. You don't let nobody get that stuff.
No. I'm like, I know my kid. I know he wants his own. He's been asking for it. I don't know how many years. I've made him his own little pan and then whatever to share.
Next year, he'll probably change it just in case you make it without asking. And he'll be like, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of a fun tradition. This is the second year. He's had people come over for Memorial Weekend. And it's finally, like, we used to always, our town throws a wood bat tournament for baseball. And
the biggest one in the state. It's my favorite tournament.
It's a sweet tournament because these kids they have to use a wood bat. So it's a whole different experience. Our boys have all done it. It's a great time. And
the sound of baseball is in the air because it's not those composite and aluminum dings and things. It's the crack of the wood bat.
But our boys have all aged out of the tournament, or like their teams don't play in this tournament. Zach's the only one who's playing.
And they usually work it, though. Like, they love our kids there working because we've taught them work ethic. So
they'll
they're
go and
there.
empty trashes.
They
They'll
get
take
there
care
at what? Early in the morning. They work all day long, like just taking care of grounds crew, taking care of, you know, the umpires, bringing them waters. Some of them like it's whatever they do, but like other kids will show up for a few hours and they get tired and they leave, or they split shifts or whatever. Our kids are like, nope.
Hop on the gator and screw around.
Yeah, they just drive around with their friends on the golf cart or the gator. Like, our kids are there emptying trashes, like doing the work, and they love having them there. But this year Zach was supposed to have a baseball tournament, so they didn't think they'd be available because we were going to be out of town, and it got canceled, and they had filled all of the staffing positions. So this is the first year in probably, a dozen years that we haven't been there. So it's like sort of a breath of fresh air, not having to run to and from the ball fields and being home, just enjoying summer, and it's been beautiful out.
Getting some work done around the house.
Oh yeah, I say enjoying summer, but I was rolling the yard with the Kubota, the old Kubota that I bought for less than $200. Few hours in, shut it down, went inside, ate, came back out, fired it up. The thing won't move. I don't know if I haven't done anything with it except tow it out of there, so I don't know. Hopefully it's just low on hydraulic fluid for some reason, or something came loose. Hopefully it's nothing major, but I'll mess with that. Then our back patio was covered in weeds because I hadn't got it sprayed yet. I spray it with ground clear. The weeds will grow in the cracks between the pavers.
And it's a huge patio.
And it's a big patio. So over the years, we've like picked weeds, and we've done this and we've done that. I've tried power washing them out, like all these different ways, and the best way I found to do it, I thought, was with a weed whip or a weed whacker or a string trimmer, whatever you call it. They're called something different wherever you're at. But so I take my weed whip out and I just buzz it, and I can do the whole patio in no time, and then I take the backpack blower out and I blow it off. And I was doing this yesterday. We're making a short, and I look to my right, and our house on the back of it has some big windows, and it has 4 sliders, which in this side of the state in Michigan, they call them door walls. But in real life, they're sliders. They're the sliding patio doors, and one of them is shattered. I somehow picked up a rock, which I don't know how because I blew the patio off before I weed whipped it.
Yeah. And
the string trimmer grabbed that rock and sent it right through my door. So I saved a little bit of time, and now I have to replace a probably $1,500 patio door, and it's going to take me some time because I have never done it before, and it's been one of those. I feel like I always say that. It's been one of those weeks.
I know.
It's just life, man.
I feel like,
it is what it is. I didn't even get mad. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like,
I mean, I'm pretty sure I recorded your reaction, which was an angry yelling.
Angry?
I think you were like, son of a...
Well, I wasn't happy, but I didn't like lose it. I live in the country, so I can yell when I'm working on stuff.
Wait,
but I can yell and not be mad.
When the Kubota quit working, you're in the backyard. And
I did holler about that.
And all the boys were in the front. They said, "Who's hulking out in the back?"
No, I yell. I'm in the country.
Isn't that what they said?
That's how I release my stress. I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, when something like that happens, I'm not yelling at a person or anything. I'm just yelling to get the stress out. And that's why I live in the middle of the woods, so I can do that.
No one can hear you.
That's right. And my neighbor, I asked him, I'm like, do you guys hear me yelling? He's like, no. Do you hear me yelling? Right. I said, nope. He's like, good. I was like, good. And that's it, man.
We're all good. No, I mean, I know.
Like, I wasn't happy, but I didn't freak out. Like, it is what it is.
Those of you who've met Heath in person, I know you'd be very surprised to hear that he was loud.
Oh, no, I'm a loud human. No matter what, I'm a loud human.
I know. That was sarcasm.
I know it was. But these people might not know. Now they know.
Heath is very loud. We've been told our whole family's loud. I get loud because he can't hear me. So.
Yeah, my hearing's bad, which is probably why I'm loud. But
your hearing isn't too bad.
I'm also emotional. Like, I'm passionate. I'm passionate. And with passion comes volume. That's how I show my passion.
Is that what you think?
Yeah.
Yes, he's a people person, right? You just love to entertain.
Not when I'm driving.
You love to entertain the crowd.
I do when I get into my rhythm. I don't need a mic. They make me MC stuff like our big buck party at work. We were just at the Hoosier Firewood Hysteria. They had me do the raffles. No mic, just hollering. I yell it out. People can hear it.
He is loud.
But when I'm driving, I yell too. But that is not.
No, it hurts my ears. I tell him not to do it when I'm in the car. It hurts my ears.
Well, those people got to know they're in my way.
Yeah, they can't hear you.
I
hear you. It's loud. I don't like it.
All right. We are releasing this podcast on Memorial Day, and we want to say thank you to all the veterans. Thank you to everyone who served.
Yes.
There's a lot of people who went to defend this country and didn't make it back. There's people who went and their friends didn't make it back. There's people who came back and have never been the same. And we just want to thank you guys for that, because without you, this country wouldn't be what it is today. And no, it's not perfect. Not everyone's happy with everything that's going on, but you know what? It's still the best country there is to live in my opinion. So thank you, veterans.
Yes, thank you all, and veterans' families.
Yes, the family so much. I was in the Air Force. Rachel knows what it's like when I'm gone. My kids know what it's like when I'm gone. Like, I'm not in anymore. I'm back home more now, which is nice, but we understand what it's all about. So thank you, families. Thank you, veterans, and thank you to everyone who served.
Yes. So thank you all for watching and listening to the Hardworking Man podcast.
And we hope you guys have a great week.
Bye.